What's poppin', y'all? What's good? We are back. We are here for the Zurich Diamond League. This is the second to the last one for the season. Um, this is good. This was good. It delivered. I want to start talking off about two people from Rome last Diamond League meeting. Akira Nugent. She been on a tear. You hear me? A tear. She's run consecutive 12-2s the last two meetings that she's ran. And she ran 12:24 to set a new world lead, fourth fastest all time now. She's nothing to play with. She's scary going into next year's World Championship year. Is looking good for her in this Diamond League final. I'm really looking forward to seeing her versus Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who has been literally running with a mission to not lose since Paris. So those are my two to look for in the 100 hurdles Diamond League final to see who's actually going to win. And she could pull Jasmine to 12-2. We're going to get to Jasmine in a minute, but Jasmine has not ran 12-2 since she won the games, which was 4 years ago. So it's going to be very interesting to see them two meet up. But the next one, Tebogo, we're going to talk about him later on. Like I said, if you have not been watching me already, he's my favorite sprinter of this moment right now. He's got so much potential to be so much greater than he already is, and he's already proven that he's one of the greats. And that's just in the 100, the 200, the 400. He just has so much range to his sprinting. The way he ran in at 100 against Christian Coleman and Fred Curley, ran down Christian Coleman, looked to the left, was laughing at like 80, maybe 85 meters, and was celebrating coming home. Ran, I think, what did he run? 9.8? Like 9.87, I want to say. Close to his PR. If he would have ran all the way through the line, he would have set a new PR. Beast. He is the dude. He's who Noah Lyles thinks he is, if you want to ask me. But enough of that. If you've gotten through that, please thumbs up the video, drop a comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this meeting, the previous meeting, and what you think about the Diamond League final that we have coming up next week. And yeah, subscribe if you are new. But let's go ahead and get on into Zurich. First thing I want to talk about with Zurich Diamond League is the 100-meter race that happened yesterday between Karsten Warholm, the 400-meter hurdle champion, and Mondo Duplantis, Olympic champion pole vaulter. Been looking forward to this one. This one's been exciting. And I like the fact that they did this because I hope it continues throughout the big meets. I don't want to say the big meets, but they can do this as a Diamond League or do it at Grand Slam track or do it at Athlos or do it at a major championship. I don't know. Maybe not a major championship, but definitely Diamond League meetings, Grand Slam track, a head-to-head with two athletes in two completely different events coming together to run in an event that they don't even specialize in. Like, this is a 100-meter race for a pole vaulter and a 400 hurdler. This was exciting. Mondo won that race, 10:37. Karsten Warholm set a new personal best, 10:47. It was a really good race. Mondo, if Mondo can, if he, like, look, 10:37 running that, I don't even think he's ran that since college. I don't think he's run a 100 since college, if I can remember correctly. But if he focused on the 100, for him to run 10:37 without focusing on the 100, that's scary. That's scary. He's a different type of athlete. We already know whenever he gets out there, he's 9 times out of 10 close to breaking a world record every time he gets out there to pole vault. But wanted to highlight that, but we're going to move now through to the meeting that happened earlier today. The first race that I really want to talk about is really like 3 races I want to talk about. The first one is the 100 meters for the women. We got a pretty stacked field here. We got Sha'Carri Richardson. We got, who was the world champion. We got Julien Alfred, who was the Olympic champion. We got a previous world champion in the 200 meters, which was Dina Asher-Smith. We got Marie-Josee Talu, who was always in the finals. You got Tia Clayton. You got Daryll Neita. You got Majinga Kambunji. You got Tamari Davis. Stacked. All these women are sub 11 runners. So this one I was really looking forward to because I wanted to see Sha'Carri bounce back because this is Sha'Carri's first race back since the games. This is Julian's first race back since, I think she had a Diamond League after the games, if I'm remembering correctly. So we already know they should still be in good form. Dina Asher-Smith, last race that she ran in Rome, looked like the best 100 that she's run in a long time. And these three were the three I was looking at. These three for sure, because Dina won in Rome. Sha'Carri is coming back. When Sha'Carri's on the line, she's not on the line to not run fast. And this was the first chance where we get the rematch between her and Julien and Alfred. It's the first time they run a 100 against each other since the games. Julien beat her at the games twice in the semifinals and in the finals. And it's interesting to see this because, as we all know, if you have not been following what happened in Paris with the warm-up situation, which is ultimately what led to Shelly scratching, Sha'Carri ended up going in there and running without getting a proper warm-up. If you don't know, without a proper warm-up, when you're running track, you're at a disadvantage. So it definitely puts it into your mind. A lot of that played into how she performed in the semifinals as well as the 100-meter final. So this was exciting to see how she was going to actually perform here with actual routine, warm-up training, all of that factoring into this particular race. Granted, in Switzerland, it was raining. At this time, it kind of dried up a little bit. So we had a better shot of seeing a really, really good race. And that's what we got. But the shock, I don't even want to say it was a shock because Dina Ashley-Smith is a fast starter. But Dina, the shock was that she was leading both of them, Sha'Carri and Julien, over like 85 meters. If you look at the splits, she was fastest to each meter. She was faster than Julien and Sha'Carri. Sha'Carri caught her around like 8, maybe 85, maybe 86, 87 to then outlean Julien on the line because Julien was coming too. All three of them women ran sub 10.9s. So Dina Ashley-Smith third, 10.89. Julien Alfred 10.88, and Sha'Carri Richardson 10.84. To Sha'Carri won. Sha'Carri got her lick back. I love seeing these two go back and forth because these two are like the young phenoms that are literally going to take the rest of this. They're going to take the torch from the Shellys, the Sharikas, the Elaines. These are the girls, these two young ones, because Dina is like a year younger than me, so she's 28. So she's technically on the back half of her career. Who's to say that she can't still go as long as Shelly does? Because she is still in good form. But technically, she is on the back half of her career. Sha'Carri's 24, Julien's 23. These are the young ones that's going to be here for a while. So seeing these two match up is always good to me. I love seeing it because you never know. If Sha'Carri gets a bad start like she did in the finals, Julien will beat her. If Julien doesn't get a subpar, if Sha'Carri gets at least subpar or decent start, she can end up beating Julien. So it's always interesting to see how these two line up when they are together. But those are the top three. Tyloo finished 10.93. Love to see her performing well. Tamari Davis 11.06, Tia Clayton 11.09, Daryll Neita 11.11, Mojinga Kambunji 11.14, and Baspate 11.17. Very, very good race for the conditions. The next race I want to talk about is the men's 110 hurdles. Grant Holloway won this race. I would say easily. I want to say easily, but he was challenged a little bit. Sasha, and he ran 12.99. This man has run so many 12s, sub 13s this year. I think he's broken a record for his career. How many sub 12s or sub 13s he's ran in a season. But he won this one. Rashid Brabell was supposed to be in this race. He didn't get in this race, which I hate because they've been going back and forth since the games. And Rashid typically finds a way to beat Grant on the circuit. So to see them going back and forth, it was building a nice rivalry. He was the bronze medalist at the games. Daniel Roberts, D-Rob, that's my boy. Always rooting for him to do good. He got out super, super strong as he typically has been doing. Hit a couple hurdles, lost a little bit of rhythm. I think he finished 5th. Freddie Crittenden got up there for 3rd. And then Hansle Parchment 4th. Sasha Zhoya got 2nd. Sasha set a personal best. I think he was 13:10. So good race, stacked event. Always stacked with the men as well as the women's hurdles. But the next race that I really want to talk about is going to be the 200 meters. The men's 200. Let me get the actual the results because I'm looking at it now. All right, so with the 200 for the men, we have, let's see, Tebogo, my favorite sprinter right now. We got Kenny Bednarik, silver medalist at the games. And then you got Arian Knight and Fred Curley, Alexander Ogando, Courtney Lindsay, Joseph-Fahnbulleh, that's stacked. Very, very nice race. This was looking really, really good for not Fred, I would say probably Keni and Arian. Arian was looking good coming off the turn. He was right there 1-2 with Keni. Tebogo had some work to do coming off that turn. Tebogo, he has been saying that he has not ran, he has not practiced since going into the games. So for him to come out here and be putting on these performances, he finished and got Keni probably around like 180 and like nicked him on the line to get the win. Brought Keni to a new PR, which is 1957. That's fast as fuck. Tebogo, 1955, with a shitty start, a shitty turn, still coming home to then put up that number. I'm telling you, this man is going to be a problem. I mean, I'm so excited because I feel like he's going to be the one that can break Usain's record. Everybody thinks it's going to be Noah Lyles. I will go on record and say that Tebogo is going to be the one to do it. He's going to be the one to do it. Arian Knighton looked good. 1979. Fred Curley set another season's best. 1981. Ogando, 1987. So that was 5 people under 20. Courtney Lindsay, 2017. Tebogo is Tebogo, man. And I love how he's showing more of his personality. You really have to watch him to see his personality, but you really are starting to see it more post games. At the games, he did his little clap and stuff, but he was serious. He had a reason to be there. He had a mission. He accomplished that mission. He's the Olympic champion, and now he's just having fun. You can tell he's having fun every time he gets out there on the track, which is probably why he's winning, because he doesn't have any pressure. He's just out there having fun. As he says, he hasn't been practicing. So for him to get out there and to be putting on these performances that he's putting on, it's scary times. It's scary times. When I tell you the way that he ran at 100 the last meeting, I want to say last week, Noah Lyles, you in trouble, boy. You in trouble. And it's funny because Noah has not run since the games. It looks like you out here ducking smoke, and then you letting the new king of sprinting show up. Because not only is he whooping people in the 200, which is your baby, this is supposed to be your event, and you're supposed to be the owner of this event. He's kicking ass in this event, which is looking like he's going to take over the event. It's his best event, if you ask me. But also that performance in the 100, he beat a stacked field. Fred was in there, Christian Coleman, Marcel Jacobs, I think Akani Simbine was in there. Stacked field. And it's looking like he's going to be the one to be able to double. I can't wait for World Championships next year for the men's 100 and the 200. Watch him end up getting double gold. And not only that, he's a strong 400 runner. We saw that in the 4x4. He's going to be the dude. He's going to be that dude. He's going to be that dude, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. He performed as he has been, put on a great performance. The last race that I want to talk about is the women's 100-meter hurdles. This one is also stacked. You got Olympic champion of 2020, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, the reigning Olympic champion, Masai Russell, the Olympic silver medalist, Cyrena-Samba-Mayela. You got Kenny Harrison, previous former world record holder, Danielle Williams, 2-time world champion. You got Nadine Visser. You got Grace Stark. You got Ditaji Kambunji, who false start and got DQ'd at home. That took a long time. It took a very long time for this to get, because she ended up running the race under protest, but it took a long time for the race to get started. And that can fuck with you if you standing on the line trying to get this race done. And Pia Szyszkowska. So really the race, what I was looking for was Jasmine. Duh. I was really looking at Cyrena, because Serena's had a kind of like up and down performance type when it came to post games. She's had some really strong races. She's had some pretty races. Grace Stark has been for her to still be running as fast as she's running consistently right now after she done ran, keep in mind, she done ran a whole collegiate indoor and outdoor season. She's been running all fucking year, like all year since December. So Grace Stark, she's still in the mix. Danielle, I wanted to see Keni. Kenny's been looking like Keni might be on the back half of her career. I don't know if she's fighting injuries this year. I don't know, but she's not performing the way she typically would. Keni is not typically at the back of anything. She's always typically in them top 3 spots, and she's not really been winning any races. And when I say not winning, she hasn't even been in the top 5 like that. But this race was good. Cyrena and Jasmine were pretty much leading the entire time. And I was waiting for Masai to kick because her last two hurdles, that's where she does most of her damage. It wasn't there. It was not there. Serena and Jasmine. Jasmine has been consistently running 12 threes. This is what I was getting at earlier with Akira. I can't wait to see them match up because hopefully they're in the same, they right there next to each other so they can pull each other because who knows what the hell they'll run, especially Akira Nugent. But Jasmine, I'm pretty sure she's trying to break 12-3. She ain't been at 12-2 since she won. So I'm excited to see how that pans out. She won the race 12:36. Cyrena-Samba-Mayela second, 12:40. Masai 12:47. That's not a slouch time. Neither is Grace Starks 12:49 for fourth. Visser 12:54 for fifth. Danielle Williams and Keni Harrison, that was a tie for, well, not really a tie, but they broke it. They got the same time, but Danielle outleaned Keni on the line. 12:57 flat for both of them, and Pia 12:90. Good meeting. I'm excited for Brussels. I don't know if y'all been following on social media, but they announced that Sydney was going to be running the 400 flat and the 200 final, which I was 50-50 with. I was excited because I want to see her run up against everybody at their best because we already know she can contest in that 400. She's very likely, if she focuses on it, she could be the one to break the world record. That race that she ran earlier this year in the 200 up against Gabby and Abby and Jenna and Brittany, kicked their ass. So I'm like, I really want to see her run up against them at their prime right now and see what she really can do and where she really stacks up when everybody is at their best. But the other 50% is like, if she was to be in those races in the finals, somebody that's been on the circuit running to get these points was going to get knocked out. And that's not fair. That's not fair. So they decided to do some special race. I don't know what that is, what they're going to be doing. We'll see. I'm going to be paying attention to see if any information comes out prior to the meet. But I think the meet is on the 12th and 13th of this month, which is next week. Be on the lookout. Thumbs up the video if you got this far. Drop a comment down below. Subscribe if you are new. And I will be here and y'all will see me for the last Diamond League meeting. I will also be covering Athlos at the end of the month. And that is my wrap for the season of track and field for 2024. But I will see y'all next year as well. So peace.